Hey everybody, welcome. Dives second here with some Dragon Warrior Randomizer. We've got a quick start to this one. We'll be headed out here momentarily. Hopefully everybody's having a good Monday evening. Let's get ready for some rando racing action in 3, 2, 1, go. Starting this seed off with Erdrick's Token, some Fairy Water, the spell of Repel, 10, 12, 23, and 10. Well, we've found Sharlock. We can't access it, at least in a straight line from where we're standing, but it is fairly close to home. Of course, that could mean it's a quick loop around to the left, or it could be on the second continent. Who knows? 3070. I say, if we're lucky, we'll take out one more ghost. If not, we'll take the death refill. We did also start with a Fairy Water, so we could throw it at something. So far, we haven't seen any of the bigger enemies for us to really consider that. Typically, things like Magistrakes and Scorpions are what we're looking for. But a healthy dose of Ghosts and Red Slimes sounds good. It will very easily get us here now to level 3. Six, 1, 3, 7. Dr. Olo, welcome in. Network Marathon Day today. If you, well, yeah, you absolutely could have joined us. Certainly, no rule against it. We're always happy to have more racing friends. Hopefully you're having a good Monday night regardless. Maybe we'll catch us next time. Perfect enemy finally for our Fairy Water. Alright, let's see about level 4. 1, 1, 3, 4. Bert and outside. Oh, there's towns right here. Interesting. Didn't see these before. Just off screen, we've got Garenham. Three towns. And includes Keytown. I can buy one key. Worth it, I think. That looks familiar. And the third town is Coal, so search tile, and again, a shop to check. Search tile, Silver Harp. Quest item number 2 already, just 5 minutes in. Okay. And it looks like the eastern edge of the map as well. Hey, Storm and Luke, welcome in. Yep, City Central there to the southeast of the castle. Actually redrawing my map a little bit to move it over to the edge. Actually, what I should have done... I mean, we can get another key pretty easily. There is a cave down there to the southwest. We haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet. Alright, in the Tantal's Treasure, we've got wings. Extra key, nice. Another key. And cash. Perfect. So we can do a slow grind for some cash. We saw hand axe, we saw large shield. Tablet cave here. Also gold. Technically, I have enough for the hand axe. I could just go and get it. Oh, whoops. That's the wings. I don't really need those. I wanted the gold. I'm kind of betting that it's worth it to pick up a little bit of defense as well. So we're going to try to pick up also the large shield. Should have picked up a dragon scale while I was there, not really sure why I didn't. Picking up even more gold, just too interesting. Just to have the broadsword, that extra 5 attack bar I don't think is going to make a critical amount of difference at this particular point. Dang. Couldn't triple hurt the wyvern. It's kind of unlucky. Oh, the time waster. Really? Metal Scorpions showing off their fiery Dragonlord breath. Not much protection against that. Okay, here at level 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. High quality stat gains here in the early game. Haha! The 3% dodge into the exact roll, max roll, death. We'll take a look at that cave down to the southwest, hopefully soon. And like most things, it's kind of one of those odds-on play situations. Yesterday we got burned a little bit by grinding a little bit too fervently. Turned out that Erdrick Sword, armor, and a really strong grind were not that far away. 1180 and hurt more. That's why we grind. You never know when that magical spell is just around the corner. As Drolls show off the fire breath. This is the grave. Magicians, also with Dragonlord Breath. That's an annoying early game enemy set, jeez. Magicians, Metal Scorpions, Drolls, all extremely deadly. Alright, our 3 chests. We've got a Cursed Belt, the Stones of Sunlight, all 3 quest items acquired, and the Fairy Flute. Another annoyingly trolly enemy. And the Droll gets the jump on us again. Our agility is pretty abysmal. And the Wizard's gonna send us home, most likely here. Yep. Hoping we could fight some hurt mortal enemies along the walk. Maybe if we're lucky we dig out another chest or 2, but that's okay. Four, 8, 2, 1. And another meager stat level. Agility's nice, though. OAG with the host. Appreciate it. How you doing, OAG? Seed so far has been okay. We've got Herkmore fairly early, which is nice. We've got 3 towns right here. No problem. OAG plays a lot of PlayStation 1 RPGs on his nice RPG tour, currently playing some spooky games for Halloween. The visual novel The House of Fata Morgana. I hate when that happens. It doesn't really happen to me with games so much anymore, but definitely... Definitely other things. Brain not so smart no mores. Getting old. That's true, it is the only game I play. Oh, there's wizards here? That stinks. Hey, you know what I haven't done? I haven't gone into the back of Garenham. The town is right here, and we haven't checked it out yet. We'll check it out now. Our stats are pretty bad. Not that you're expected to be some kind of crazy powerhouse at level 7, but, you know. I'd like to be able to run away from the weakest enemy in the game. That's from Older. Oh, I also could have done a gold grind. Probably should have. Wasn't really thinking about it. In the back of Garenham, we've got an Herba Torch. And Curse Belt number 2. Yeah, I should have done a gold grind out of the grave. We'll see if we have the opportunity to do one out of the back of Garenham here. Swamp South, we do. Astral Chain. It doesn't really ring a bell, but at the same time it almost kind of sounds familiar, but I'm not really sure why or in what context. Definitely not something I've played or anything like that. Oh, I'm glad you found it. No Silver Shield available at any of the 3 towns that we found to the southeast, so we're gonna go ahead and go for Flame Sword, Magic Armor. Do what I should have done before as well. Of course. Interesting. So those games I've obviously heard of, Bayonetta, Nier Automata, but not, Astral Chain, interesting. Action RPGs? Action RPGs are a lot of fun. Hopefully it turns out to be a good one, if you haven't played it before. I mean, if you're just looking to grab it, but you've already played it or watched it or something in the past, either way. We'll go back into the Swamp Cave here, check out the spike tile if we can get to it. Alternatively, we could just go out the back and explore. Probably just do it this way. So there is a cave nearby. Spike tile is a red dragon. With Dragon Lord breath. Great. Well, it's good information to have. We got fun police, we got breath attacks. OAG's just having a grand old time over there. I wrote that one yesterday. I just didn't use it. I'm sure we can come up with something a little bit better, but I like that as a off-the-cuff thing. Can we please just explore like 8 feet? Stones of Sunlight Cave with a freebie chest that contains the 3rd magic key. I'm glad you enjoy it. That's why I needed to borrow an emote. 31833. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, good. Armored Knights and heal. Yeah, we had a slow start last night. Well, I mean... Oh, good. Dragonlord breath. Perhaps I should add something to that effect to the command. But yeah, last night's slow start was at least in part just because of us resetting 20 minutes in. And also not finding the towns that were right there for that amount of time. Speaking of towns... It's Cantlin. Would be interested in a silver shield, even though I have to do another grind for one. Four herbs, I think, is enough to get to the old man in the for the coordinates. Silver shield. No coordinates. That means Hawksness has something wherever it is. Already found 2 cursed belts. Don't really understand the curse belts. The curse belt is it's sort of changed over time. In the original game, they're just, you know, an item that curses you. There's a couple of them that you can find. You can sell them for 180 bucks, basically. So that's really all they can do. In the randomizer, at least as it currently stands, you can still do the same. They don't do anything other than curse you. You can sell them for 180. But because of the shuffling of things into chests or on search tiles, the 7 unique items, basically there were 3 cursed belts able to be found in chests in the vanilla game. But again, they have no purpose. And there were 3 items on search tiles. In order to accommodate empty search tiles as we crit the wizard, I was not expecting to get a kill. That's awesome. If a search tile rolls empty, it takes a cursed belt out of the game and puts the key item into that chest. So for every cursed belt you find, by consequence, there must be at least 1 item on a search tile. Because if all 3 were empty, then all 3 cursed belts would have been replaced. So in this case, we've already found 2 cursed belts, and then we've already got information that there are no coordinates. That means that the third... or there is no third, there is no third cursed belt, and instead... I didn't get the chest, you dummy. That was the whole point of this. Hey, Angro, welcome in. It's going okay. Not sure if that was the clearest explanation, but that's basically what it is. It's kind of a quirk of the way the randomizer is programmed. Not really a quirk, but it's information that you can leverage, which is kind of cool. Kind of a slow one so far. Zone 0 enemies are basically not worth anything. And a lot of our Zone 1 and 2 friends are kind of annoying. Metal Scorpions have Dragonlord Breath. Magicians have Dragonlord Breath. Drolls have Weak Fire Breath. And we already know that Red Dragons and AKs both have Dragonlord Breath. This is the Swamp Cave here. Red Dragon Spike Tile, so not anything we can do anything with, really. Especially since it has Dragonlord Breath. Our stats are pretty miserable. Fortunately, we do have a gold grind available. We've already found Flame Sword and magic armor, and now we're gonna grind up here for some silver shield money, which we found at a town that was not near the others. Probably saw there that we have 3 towns just to the southeast. Yeah, definitely a rough start for this one, at least for me. Chest-wise, we only have the mountain cave and the bottom 2 chests in the grave left to check. And then the search tile in Hawksness, so there's not much left to check yet. 26 MP, 26 strength, 24 agility. Or, well, I guess we got more agility at the last level, I think. So that's actually not correct anymore. Probably should save. But yeah, stats have been pretty miserable. We got a bunch of agility the last 2 levels. We had 16 agility at level 6. Yeah, our last level was 318, 3-3. How could I forget? I think it was the bottom shop. And of course, as we've been exploring, what are we finding now that we learned Hurt more? Demon Knights, Wizards, things that are not susceptible to Dragonlord Breath, Red Dragons. Definitely a challenging one. This is 100% a seed I just want to sit and grind out some levels. It's really just a matter of finding what the best location to do that is. We do have wyverns in the zone down here to the southeast. Of course, now that I've equipped a silver shield and some of this other stuff, I'm probably repelling them. Nice crit. That helps a lot. Let's see about level 9. 4 strength helps, 16 to 3. We are definitely repelling wyverns. Yeah. Wizards are really not not particularly fightable without crits. Fine, just use all your herbs and get lucky with low rolls. It's a foolproof plan. I've been forgetting to do that lately. I've been doing a lot of failing to equip the dragon scale. Yay, 2 more defense. Now we're repelling even more things that we can actually fight. So yeah, hopefully that cursed belt explanation kind of made sense. It's just basically a piece of information that we can kind of leverage to determine some things about where other items may be. You know, in this case, you know, let's say we find Hawksness and Hawksness has a red dragon in it. We know that something is there. So at least we have the information that it is going to be useful to eventually try to kill that dragon. If not, I mean, it's probably pretty unlikely that that is going to be the superior grind in a situation where we have Hurtmore early and he's got Dragonlord Breath. But we can just skip it outright and not worry about it. In this case, we're going to have to worry about it, probably. It has something, and one of those somethings is the armor, the sword, or the death necklace. This feels terribly inefficient. We did see an Axe Knight here in the Swamp Cave. Just in the Swamp Cave, not on the spike tile, so maybe? I mean, in the absence of other good options, not sure that we saw other good enemies in here. Wizards, again, same problem as the ones on the outside. We just don't do enough damage by attacking. Or, you know, we could just walk through the entire thing and get no encounters. Werewolves 2, good, Hurtmore enemy. Good enough, 4. Level 10. 4551. Heal more. That actually helps. It's our first healing spell. Given our stats, heal would have been a little bit more efficient. Wish I have gotten more MP. Or more strength. Technically, I can take out wizards now that I have heal more. I'm not sure that that really makes that zone to the southeast any more enticing, especially if we're going to be repelling wyverns. We cast repel, we don't get anything but the wizards. We don't cast repel, we also get stuff like skeletons and drolls, which aren't worth much. The dodge. On the second continent, we did see knights, but we saw demon knights right there with them, so again, that's still kind of not all that great for us. And of course, a little bit further to the northeast, we saw axe knights, sorry, armored knights with Dragonlord Breath, also not great. Also tried to dig out the bottom two chests in the grave. Is a possible course of action that we could take. Two, 7, 1, 2, another pretty uneventful level. For the stats that we actually care about. Ooh, Wizard's defense broken. That's a game changer. Of course, it also means that we're repelling them if we cast it. Let's see how strong his knees are. If he's a real wizard, you'll be able to protect him pretty easily. Cast, Iron Eyes. Yeah. So this really is a pretty decent grind, especially now that we're defense-breaking wizards. It'd be nice if we had a little bit more MP, could stay longer. The only downside, really, is the lower encounter rate versus desert tiles. Honestly, taking a death refill isn't the worst thing. We're going to be burning a key either way, unless we walk through the town of Garenham, so this is probably just as fast. Even if we run out of keys, Remulder is very close by. We can fill up on keys in the treasury if we really want to. We've got keys right on the other side as well of Garenham, or of the Swamp Cave, for free. Really? I had no idea. Axe Knights added to the list of Sharlike enemies that have Dragonlord Breath. You know what? Let's chase down the bottom of the grave, I guess. Some different scenery. Two keys left. Oh boy. Armored Knight's down here too. And it didn't breathe on us. So there's that. Play the odds here. Nope. I was like, those accidents? I don't follow. I guess so. I mean, we hacked down a good number of them, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, maybe that's not a good grind. Still have 2 keys. Talk to text, yeah. I feel ya. It's helpful and useful and nice sometimes, and other times it's like, really? Then again, it probably doesn't know that I probably mean Axe Knights. Makes sense. Accidents would be more likely. You're right, though. They definitely held off for quite a while. And again, if we get first strike and we have about a 60% or so chance of taking them out in one hit with Hurtmore, it doesn't give them a lot of opportunities, especially if it's less than 75% Dragonlord Breath. So I don't think it makes them any less alluring to fight, at least here while we're dedicatedly trying to grind, but we have to be careful if we're out exploring for sure. At least until we get at least 72 HP or Erdrick's armor. Alright, how about level 12? 12, 4, 3, 3. I mean, the 12 strength is nice. It'll certainly make these go faster. Of course, critting them also makes them go faster, even when you min-roll your crit. The fact that the Axe Knight also has Dragonlord Breath makes very interesting the idea of the Hawksness Spike Tile. The fact that we haven't found it, and others may have, that narrows the gap, I think, a little bit. It makes that, at least with 61 max HP, still very dangerous. Unless, of course, the armor is there, and now you're safe for max breath attacks. We get attacked by that Armored Knight on the chest? I think we did. Not even 3.0 Chest Guardians. Now I could have, since I only had 22 HP, I could have cast Heal More, but it's like, it's about a coin flip whether or not he kills us in one hit with a physical attack based on his range and our really good defense. Then again, if I heal more, that doesn't protect me maximally from Dragonlord Breath, so it's kind of a tough call. If he didn't back attack us, we had a good chance to take him out. We're here, we haven't walked this way, even if we take a death. Instantly. Pre-recorded. 100% pre-recorded. Even if we take a death instantly, it doesn't lose us anything, and we will have gotten a little bit of exploration in. Okay, we got 3 steps of exploration in, so... good job. Again, still, with our stats being as awful as they are, we've seen red dragons in one area that we need to explore to the southwest. We've seen both red dragons and armored knights in both directions. On the second continent, it doesn't really give us a lot of room for exploration. You're welcome. There are worse things that you could have stuck. I really don't want to see warlocks, but if I cast Repel, then I also don't see wizards. Or 1, 2, 5 for the next level, so after this wizard, the next big enemy will do it. And we didn't even get breathed on. Three, 3, 4, 16. Okay, some MP. Still low. After that missed hurt more, we still only have 65 max HP. Not enough to protect us from a full strength Dragonlord Breath. In fact, not even enough to save us from a min roll. Unless we have Redrick's Armor, of course. Which we don't. Gosh, this is even boring than last night's stream. At least last night's stream, you could see me walking back and forth across the tiles that I was grinding so fervently on. This time, it's a blank black screen. 65 to 72. We have 65 max HP. And because of a quirk of the rounding, DL2 breath will be 42, 44, 46, or 48. But not any of the odd numbers. Also in a not flat distribution. 1 in 8 chance that it's 42, same for 48, and then 3 in 8 each for 44 and 46. My understanding is just because of the way the game rounds, so it divides by 3, then multiplies by 2. That's why you're not going to see any odd numbers. Weak fire breath is the same way. This goes from, I think, 16 to 23 down to 10, 12, or 14. Again, also not flatly distributed. It's weighted because of the rounding. Because it's basically, does it roll 65? Okay, 65 divided by 3 times 2. But if you get 66, it's going to round up to 44. If you get 67, it's going to round to 44. If it's 68, it's going to round to 44. And that's the reason why it's an odd distribution. And by odd, I mean awkward, not flat, not literally odd, because it's even. Yes, Steel Golem, welcome in. You are the female fighter from Dragon Warrior 3, which I feel like we had recently, unless it was on like one of the weekly seeds or something that I did off stream. But she has not been very strong or tanky. Mostly been casting Hurtmore and hacking away at wizards. At least as of late. Nice crit. That reminds me, Angro, not that we need to, or you need more feedback from one person on the tracker stuff, which it's awesome, by the way. I just very much enjoy that. I'm not sure if I gushed enough the other day about it. I was thinking that since McGrew is able to pull data, and that's part of what is in the new credit sequence, like, obviously, or at least I wouldn't think so, like, flags for things like, oh, encountered... Oh, well, back attack. Like, if he's able to count the number of each enemy encounter and how they turned out, I would imagine that they're... I guess the things that I was saying the other day about when to call up data or information, I would imagine that those things are possible. I was just thinking that maybe look into how he does that, and that might answer the question as to how you might pull data, or... not pull data, key in that certain data should now be displayed, or can be displayed. Monster that killed you the most. Well, in this seed, it's everything. Yeah, it's definitely stored somewhere. The thing I was thinking is, again, I'm not sure exactly how he's managed to do that, but even if it's not, or even before that, even if it wasn't stored, I mean, whatever he's using to accrue the data, if that makes sense. Like how he's having the, you know, whatever, actually calculate, oh, this was a droll encounter, and you killed it, type of thing. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, Steel Golem, if you haven't checked out the newest alpha release of the 3.0 randomizer, the end credits do have all that type of data. They don't specifically call out things like Monster Most Encounter or Monster Most Died To. But it is very interesting. I think it could be very helpful, potentially, in kind of analyzing seeds without actually watching them, necessarily. You also could have a bit of an idea, just, you know, over time, just, you know, enemies that seem to be more or less efficient. Of course, it's all situational. Oh wow, you only fought 2 Axe Knights even though they were on a spike tile. It's like, well, they had Sleep Dragonlord Breath and I didn't have Hurt More. Like, oh, well, you know, that explains it. It's actually web-based. I think it's dwrandomizer.com/alpha. So it's right there in the browser. No need to download anything. 82221. We still don't have 72 HP. Can I really sit in here and continue to grind like this? The death counter, yeah. Again, it's an optional flag, at least as it exists currently. With the fact that he was able to put together the end credits sequence, which shows deaths at the end of the run, I mean, it's nice to be able to see and count as you play, or as you watch, I guess, as opposed to just a summary at the end. But the fact that it is at the end makes the, like, live counter a little bit less important in my mind. But it's still, you know, nice to have it there. It does make the menu take a little bit longer to animate, just because it has to add those couple lines of text every time it gets pulled up. So technically, by a very small amount, it does slow down seeds. I think for me the biggest, I mean obviously the end credits stuff and having all that data is kind of cool. I think the biggest gameplay portion, which is a super minor thing, but actually does kind of make a difference, is the spell learning, and it tells you what you learned right there, as opposed to you having to go into the menu and look at the list and try to figure out what you learned. That's probably the biggest quality of life one for me. And I don't think it's advantageous or disadvantageous to anybody or anything, it's just a thing that exists. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff planned for 3.0. If you haven't taken a look at it, Vertical Sandwich has been running a lot of 3.0 either random flag seeds or just with a bunch of, you know, different types of flags, so definitely give them a look. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. I think that if something like the mirrored or flipped dungeons or whatever, rotated dungeon starts to become standard, or if it ever does become standard, that's probably going to be the biggest game changer. That, along with Stair Shuffle, which, again, I could definitely see people racing. I'm not sure if either of those are ever going to become standard. It just, I mean, who knows? Definitely possible. I think they're interesting and fun. I think that they're hugely challenging and are going to require a pretty steep learning curve. Alright, we got a little bit of exploration. There's nothing down here to the southwest, so no reason to go back into Red Dragon territory. I'm gonna try to explore a little bit again. I'm not gonna dive the grave just because the Armored Knights can still one-shot us and we can't do anything about it. It does look like we can get to the back of Charlotte, or the front of Charlotte this way. Dragons with Hurtmore. Well, at least it's not Dragonlord Breath. Not sure if that's much consolation. They also have you. Are you Hawksness? Or are you Brecconary? If it's Hawksness and Hawksness has the armor, then gonna feel pretty bad. It's Breck. Feels less bad. Even if it was Hawksness with a sword, that would have been pretty unfortunate that we didn't have it for all this time. Okay, that should be Cantlin. Is. Very small indeed. Nope, I don't want to talk to you again. It was mapping. Staff turn in. So we haven't found the mountain cave. We haven't found the rainbow drop turn-in yet. Speaking of which... rainbow drop turn-in. So we have that, so theoretically, we also have the opportunity to check Charlock chests now. Of course, without the armor or the sword and 60-something HP, that doesn't exactly sound like a good idea. But it is a thing that we can do. Right, heal more. That's why I wasn't fighting these before. Western edge of the map. Which goes a very long way and doesn't end. But ultimately doesn't lead to anything. Should just cast heal. Save some MP. Yeah, this is another pretty hellish map. Oh, there's the mountain cave. Same encounter zone here as we see in the swamp north, or in the swamp cave, so top floor is pretty good. Just gotta watch out that we don't die to an Axe Knight breath attack. Bottom floor will be the same as the top of the grave, which I don't think we saw anything dangerous. It was a bunch of Zone 0 enemies. I think that was gold in the first and now the second chests. Dragon Scale. Empty. And the Death Necklace. Okay. That does let us know at least one piece of Erdrick's equipment is outside of Charlock. Either the armor or the sword will be in Hawksness, wherever that is. At this point, there might be some land up here that probably connects to stuff that we've already seen here northwest of Catlin. We're going to check that out, but... looks like Second Continent's where we're headed versus Bottom Grave. And we're still probably going to check Bottom Grave anyway. Good on herbs. Yeah, I think this just connects up to the area where Brecconary is here to the north. Yep. No, this is Hawksness. Interesting. Again, this is another interior land area that we kind of circled all the way around. Stone Man. Not usually the kind of enemy that we like to see. But given some of the alternatives, it certainly could be worse. Erdrick's armor. I know, right? Just hanging out here. Looks like he hit finally his caffeine crash. At least unlike other games in the series where, or just other games in general, where enemies that wake up attack in the same turn. Pokemon's a good example. I think in the older games, they stay asleep, and then it takes them a turn to wake up. They don't get to act on that turn. But in the later games, you do get to act, which again, it's a blessing and a curse. If you're the one that's put to sleep, it's great. If you're the one who put someone else to sleep, it's awful. I figure since I'm standing here, it's probably worthwhile to take the level. They also have hurt. Makes them pretty weak. Dude, just stay asleep. Pokemon games are pretty fun if you ever feel like getting into one. From what I hear, I've never played the Dragon Quest Monster series, but from what I hear, there are some similarities to like the monster training aspect. 30531. Nice crit. They're out healing our damage, so unless we get a nice big roll here. Yeah. I mean, a death refill is not the worst thing. What a waste of time. Pokemon Go also has, over time, kind of become at least enough of a game that probably what it should have been in 2016 when it came out. Content really wasn't there too much at the beginning, but I mean, it was such a phenomenon. I mean, I know I played quite a bit. On a rare occasion, I'll boot it up again. Still have it downloaded, just don't really play. Yeah, rural areas are definitely going to make it tough. I lived kind of in a, not downtown, but sort of a midtown area of a semi-major US city, so I had no problems finding places to play, and I was in school at the time, so people to play with too, same thing, no problem. Head down to the park. No problems. Alright, wings here in chest 4. One more chest outside of Charlock to check. Alright, Angrel, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your evening, rest up, have a good Tuesday. I will do my best to finish this one out, and to do so quickly. We could have chose to dove this chest a long time ago, but we got stopped by armored knights. It is a torch. So armor in Charlock confirmed. Or sorry, sword in Charlock confirmed, rather. And to be honest, I generally hate doing double dives for things. I think this is a good opportunity to try. Angrel, so generous. Initiating the bit grind. The 50 bits of cheerin'. Thanks for the GG and the bits. I appreciate the support. Thanks so much. Very kind. Two reasons why I think this is a good play. One, neither of our spike tiles are hurt more susceptible. We have relatively low attack power, so Erdrick's Sword is going to make a pretty substantial difference. And we've seen multiple scary enemies. Red Dragons, Armored Knights, Axe Knights, all with Dragon Lord Breath. So if we can figure out what, if any of those is here in Charlock, that's going to be important information for us to have when we're considering what ghost stats are going to look like. Also keeping Repel off so we can see the enemies. Although none of these enemies have seemed to be particularly scary so far. But we could use the XP, so why not? Our Wyvern here also in Zone 2. I mean, heck, while we're down here, if we get all the way there, we can check the Sherlock Spike tile as well. Unlikely we're going to have much in the way of resources to actually do a grind on that tile. And realistically, the best case scenario would be Axe Knights and they have Dragonlord Breath, so not ideal. We're just gonna dip out of this fight. We're not doing enough damage. Rather wait till we have Erdrick's Sword to do something like that. Alright, we got the pyramid game here. Where are we gonna find Erdrick's Sword? It's not in the $150 chest. Fighter's Ring should be here somewhere as well. Torch, we've already got a few of those, no problem. Another empty chest. Gold. Gold. Fairy water. Do we already have the Fighter's Ring? I don't think we do. Or are there chests that I have forgotten? Marked off that I've checked everything. Where could I have skipped something? Stone's Cave has keys. Tablet Cave in the basement had gold, I think. We checked Garenham's chest. We full cleared the grave. Full cleared the mountain cave. Cantlet had no coordinates. I didn't check the Remolder chest, because I only had one key. Oh gosh, if the sword is there, I'm gonna feel really dumb. Well, didn't make it to the last chest. Why did I mark the Remolder chest as checked? Probably by default, just because usually when you buy keys in Remolder, you automatically check the single chest here. But since we only purchased one key, we never did. Still, though, the dive into Charlock told us two important things. One, red dragons do exist. And two, otherwise, it's a lot... it is the sword. That means the fighter's ring is in... the vanilla sword chest. Still, though, we have 72 max HP. Yeah, that's my fault. I think there's buying one key and having so many things at the start that was accessible to us. I didn't even check the chests in Garenham right away, which is a mistake. Just completely didn't think about it. That said, I mean, we had the flame sword. It's not like we were punching things. So that 12 attack power, definitely quantifiable, but doesn't necessarily make that much difference. What's going to make a difference is what the heck happens here with whatever our stats turn out to be in the relative near future. I mean, we just cracked 100 attack power. Yeah, we need like at least 30 strength and 30 attack power, or 30 HP at the next level to be ready. As we find absolutely none of the Axe Knights, none of the Wizards, none of the Werewolves. We could just go right back into Charlock and grind. I was hoping to quickly get the level and determine are our stats going to be good. Should we do a dive and grind, or... because we're defense breaking Werewolf, Green Dragon, Star Wyvern, Wizard. And we saw mostly those enemies in Charlock, so very easy to just go in and grind on those. 8, 0, 11, 1. Diving and grinding at 83 HP? That sounds like a bad idea. I'm trying to remember where exactly we saw that red dragon. Was that in the top zone, or was that the middle zone? That might have been the top zone, based on the floor that we were on. Coming back. I think that's the top zone. Oh, there's Armored Knights here too. Delightful. We'll just crit that out of the way. I mean, if worse comes to worse, this is definitely the superior place to grind. We, again, somehow managed to full dive through Charlock without seeing red dragons or Armored Knights the entire way. Until most of the way back to the vanilla sword chest, so... Let's not pretend that we're gonna do a dive and grind. Yep, red dragons are in the top zone. Okay. We somehow got through this the first time without seeing any of these. So we don't even want to be in the top zone to grind. Golems in the middle zone, we do have the flute and 12 more attack, well, 20 more attack power with the level plus the sword. Those are a lot more fightable now. They're not going to take like 6-7 swings to kill. Red dragons in the middle zone. We saw none of these the first time. Wow, we got extremely lucky on a dive that served no purpose, other than to remind me that I never checked for Mulder. Outstanding. Going through Sherlock anyway, I guess theoretically we might as well try to pick up the fighter's ring. 2 extra attack power might make a difference. If we don't get there, that's fine too. Huh. Yeah, basically all the scary things that had Dragonlord breath we somehow went the entirety of the way through Sherlock and never saw. Axe Knights and Red Dragons in the middle zone, Axe Knights and Armored Knights and Red Dragons in the top zone. It's really funny. Okay, we didn't get the level. Didn't get the fighter's ring either. A little late to the party there, Tanuki Monster. They've been doing that the whole seed. Tanuki Monster coming in with the call to the fun police. welcome in. Thanks for the support. Do appreciate the cheer. Yeah, this has been a weird one for sure. Stats have been awful pretty much throughout. Terrible HP, terrible strength. Red Dragons, Axe Knights, Armored Knights, all with Dragonlord Breath. Early enemies also all with Dragonlord Breath or hurt more. Really shouldn't be fighting this. Just die to it, that works too. Remember all the wizards and wyverns that are in this zone? And how they're totally here? Okay, level 17. 0 strength, 210. 0. Okay, not really sure what to do with this. Yeah, way too good of a level. I mean, how could I even think about fighting the Dragon Lord at this level? I should go back and reload an earlier save. Yeah, we've had a few pretty meager stat seeds lately. I mean, on average, we probably finish around level 15 to 16, and we've had some level 18, 19 finishes. So... or just ones that took a long time because of how low the stats were for a long time, or how unbalanced the stats were, like tons of HP but no MP. Or tons of strength but no agility. Another triple run fail. Nice round, 13,000 XP. Need 14,250 for level 18. Yes, lots of fun police in this one. That's for sure. Again, it's amazing because we dove an entire dive through Charlock and saw absolutely 0 of them. We also saw 0 Axe Knights, 0 Armored Knights. But during that dive we could not win, so... didn't really do us much good. Really? Okay, yeah, now let's credit. That's good. Makes sense. Hey look, there's red dragons in the bottom zone too. Good to know. Oh, yes, the game's got a good sense of humor tonight, for sure. Oh man, we got the whole crew in here all at once now. OAG, Tanuki Monster, Dr. Olo. Close to the level, so we're going to go ahead and pick it up. Yeah, like I said, we somehow managed a complete dive the first time without seeing a single red dragon, and they are in all 3 zones. I've heard good things about Metroid Dread. I haven't actually played it myself. 24, 3, 16, 10. Okay. Changes the math from impossible to free very quickly. Of course, we also have to get down through Sharlock first. But yes, new games definitely exciting. Hopefully they're good for you. Nice. Need to buy herbs anyway. Very true. I mean, certain things, you know, age or don't age well about certain games. But I mean, if the gameplay is good and it's fun and you enjoy it, then it really doesn't matter. Once again, 84 agility, not enough opportunities to run. That's what, 6, 7 in a row? We do have some MP to play with, but I'd prefer not to, you know, walk 10 steps into Sharlock and burn 2 heal mores on the first enemy I see. Yeah, the Armored Knights have been a bit of a problem. We saw them on both continents, we've seen them throughout Charlock, mostly the top zone. They seem to be particularly trolly. The Red Dragons we've actually had okay run luck against on the Overworld. Not so much here in Charlock, but on the Overworld, the ones that we encountered didn't do us too dirty. Multiplayer ones fall out quickly. That's true too. I mean, anything that's going to be server-based, and I mean, you don't have to look too far other than some of the more, I don't want to say gimmicky, because the games are fun, or at least look like they're fun. Like, Fall Guys is probably my stereotypic example right now. Like, that game was like the hotness for like a month, and then it just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. People still play it. It's still, you know, out there. They're still putting out some new content, but it kind of died quickly from that perspective. Go ahead and burn the heal more. For some reason, can't run from Star Weapons either. Just hack through them. Alright, bottom zone. Bottom floor. Legendary hero walk of like 70 tiles with no repel. Is an Axe Knight. Hey, Red Dragon. And the Armored Knight right in front of the Dragon Lord, causing us to burn another heal more. Yep, one more time through. Not free by any means, but especially having to burn 2 more heal mores in the last 4 steps. But definitely favored in this fight. Back attacked. Nice. Still get to swing. Opened with 12. $27. $43. $61. $78. $88. $102. $112. Still good odds. $124. $139. $156. Should be guaranteed to win on the next swing. And we min-rolled it, of course we did. 165 does clear the range, though. Well, that's a big yikes in my book. Not even sub 215. 215.02. Oh, where did we go wrong? Aside from everywhere. Yeah, the Dragon Lord fights last night were pretty epically awful. This one at least went through okay on relatively average numbers as opposed to significantly below average. So at least there's that. Everything else, though, was just a bit rough. Set a record with rolling low. I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, we talked a little bit earlier about the fact that some of the seeds lately have just had absolutely god-awful stats in general. But I would say specifically, we've had atrocious Dragon Lord 2 luck in terms of... it's just endgame luck entirely. Sherlock dives plus DL2 fights has been absolutely nuts. We've had multiple fights, I think, roll in the 2nd percentile or below, just in like the last handful of fights that we've done, which is pretty crazy. It's like, you shouldn't end up with that many 1 in 50s or 1 in 100s in a short sequence, but here we go. But yeah, the Sharlock RNG Fest at the conclusion of this one definitely was going to cause some issues. Tanuki Monster coming in with the 69-bit puff puff cheer. Thank you so much for the support. Ah, man, I could use some of that right about now. Oh, this was a rough one. Then again, I'm seeing and glancing over at the commentary from the other runners, and apparently the general consensus is that this was a free jet seed, and just the end game in Sharlock was the problem. So, not sure exactly what they encountered during their run. Apparently none of the stuff that we did. Because what did we run into? We ran into a lot of Dragonlord Breath in a lot of places. So, who knows? But Tanuki Monster, thank you again so much for the support. Helps a lot, means a lot. Late Sword. Late Sword definitely hurt a little bit. And I mean, really the biggest enemy that it would have been problematic against would have been the wizards that we were grinding in the mountain cave. Like, unquestionably, that would be a downer against them, but we had a flame sword. It's not like we were punching things, you know? Like, if we were punching stuff, that would make a massive, massive difference. But only 12 attack power difference at most points throughout the seed, even though we picked up a lot of attack power at the very end, is probably like a 10 to 15% difference. So it's the difference between adding, like, depending on the time point in the run, 2 to 4, maybe even 1 to 2 damage per swing. So definitely made a difference, unquestionably. Not sure it made as much of a difference as, again, I think just our exploration luck probably didn't help us. Alright, let's try to get the map up here. It does overlap with itself a little bit, so it perhaps will be a little disorienting. We'll try to sort out any confusion. That looks all right. So there was my map for this one. I think I've finally determined that it is the board that needs to be replaced, not so much the markers, although they need to be replaced as well. But definitely the board. Probably it's old. I'll have to get a new one. Probably would have done it about a month ago when all the college stuff was still in swing, but maybe we'll be able to grab something off the clearance rack. Dr. Arlo, thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed my saltiness throughout the run. Hopefully we'll catch you next time, and definitely join us for a race sometime. The board fund. I do have another small board that I can use. It's also on the older side. I'll have to give it a look. It's a little the surface is a little bit more beat up, but the actual board might be a slightly bit better. We shall see. But this was the map for this one. So we started way off to the east. We weren't sure if it was the southeast corner. It turned out that it pretty much wasn't. But Tanthagil way over here. We saw right away the southeast corner of Sharlock. We couldn't get there. We did eventually figure out that we could loop around to it. But it wasn't right away that we saw this cluster of towns. Starting stats 10, 12, 23, 10. So decent enough strength to be able to attack some things. We had... What spell did we start with? Something not terribly useful. But we did have a spell to start. Don't remember what it was. And really, the stat gains for a long time were very, very meager. That was really the biggest story in this one. We had agility gains of 0, 1, 1, 1, and 1 for the first 5 levels. Strength 3, 6, 1, 1, 1. HP 7, 3, 3, 1. 0, 7, 4, and 1 for MP, so we really were just not getting any stats at the start of this one. But with this cluster of towns that we found relatively early, it's not like it took us a long time, they weren't far away, but we probably already were level 3 or 4, is we found among them broadsword, flame sword, large shield, and magic armor. And we did see the town of Rimuldar when we did have enough to buy 1 key, so we did go ahead and exchange that. In the treasury, we were able to find 2 keys and some gold. Tablet Cave in the back just had cash, but it did give us enough to at least pick up the hand axe and large shield at first, with the opportunity potentially gold grind later. We saw the grave down here to the southwest, but immediately ran into demon knights, which with 30 HP and no agility, you're not surviving much there. So it took us a bit to get to the grave. I think it took us 2 tries to dig out any chests in the grave, but we did eventually get a gold grind going, and we picked up flame sword, magic armor. It wasn't until slightly after that that we found the town of Cantlin, and Cantlin had the silver shield, so we did do a grind for that. We checked the back of Garenham, but not right away because I just forgot to do it, and we talk about in a little bit me forgetting to check the single chest from Mulder as well. We had the token at the start of the game. We picked up, I think, the silver harp here and found that we could do a gold grind out of the back here. So we did a second gold grind, picked up the silver shield, and got back to it. Grinding was a big problem throughout this one. Starting enemies, basically Zone 1 and 2 had Metal Scorpions, Drolls, and Magicians, all with Fire Breath or Dragon Lord Chew Breath, which were basically one-shot KOs with our low HP. And when we went down here to the southeast a little bit, even though we learned Hurtmore at a fairly early level, around level 7, they had Wyverns, but it also had Drolls and Druins and things that didn't give much XP, and Wyverns, which is what made us try to walk around a little bit. But the wizards we just weren't strong enough to deal with at that point with our low HP. They could still two-shot us even with defensive equipment. So what we ended up doing is we sat in the back of Garenham in the Swamp Cave for a long time. The Spike Tie was a red dragon with Dragon Lord Breath, so that's a non-starter. But we hung out and Hurtmore down Axe Knights and Werewolves for a long time. Eventually we got enough strength and enough HP to start taking down the wizards, and we started defense breaking them, which made it a lot easier, but we still stuck around in that area for a long time. Perhaps one thing that we didn't see right away that could have been very helpful was the town of Hawksness. This was actually the very last location that we found. We kind of followed things along down here to the south, past Cantlin to find the Staff Cave, the Jerk Cave, all along the west coast here, and then to the Mountain Cave where we full cleared that. We also knew that there were no coordinates in Cantlin. We had gone up and eventually found, or actually I think we went up and around this way and found the entrance to Sharlock, Breckenary, a dead end, and this, but it wasn't until we were backtracking long later that we found Hawksness. Stone Man's not the best grind, but in the absence of a good grind otherwise, we had the sleep spell. We had enough strength that we were able to hack it down over time. Definitely faster than pacing back and forth, hoping for encounters in the Swamp Cave. But I think the bigger issue that we kind of found throughout this is that, yes, we were able to do that exploration, but pretty much at many turns that we tried to branch out earlier on, there were red dragons in the area down here around Cantlin, which branched out into the other necessary locations. We had red dragons. You just kind of see it nestled in here. This is the second continent. Just happens to be where I drew it. It was probably up here. Actually, let me move my hand out of the way. This is the second continent, and it was probably somewhere up here. But red dragons, very plentiful. Armored knights with Dragon Lord Breath to the east, so we didn't get to explore much there. Bunch of red dragons out here to the west as well. So really, we just faced a lot of Dragon Lord Breath in a lot of places. We did use the flute quite a bit. We tried to take out a few golems. We played a lot of the flute in Sharlock to try to get through some of them that just wouldn't leave us alone. That is true. But yeah, I'm like I said, looking at the commentary and seeing people say things like, "Oh yeah, this was a total jet seed that just turned into an RNG fest in the last 15 minutes," and I'm just like, "Ow, where? In what way was this a jet seed?" Like I suppose when you do calculate things out and you figure that, oh dummy, you forgot to check the Remolder chest, and after you dove Sharlock all the way and determined that, oh, it's not there. Erdrick's sword was here. It's only 12 attack power, but it is quantifiable. Erdrick's armor was... Where was the armor? I don't even remember where the armor turned out to be. Was the armor in Hawksness? That would have been another thing, especially with all the Dragonlord breath about. To last location this on an interior landmass was pretty unlucky, if that's where it was. It was. So that is probably the single most important thing, is Hawksness being in this interior land spot, that's not picking up the armor, getting one-shot by Armored Knights, Axe Knights, and Red Dragons, the whole seed. Because we didn't crack 72 HP until, what, level 17? Like, geez. That's pretty nuts. So yeah, so that was probably the biggest thing there, was that. It is what it is. So not a good run, but yeah, with as much Dragonlord breath, with as many terrible enemies as there were out there, I don't understand calling it a jet seed. I just don't. Even with the armor and the sword. Yeah, I'm glancing at some further commentary. It looks like basically people grabbed the armor very quickly, and that kind of made all the difference. And basically did their grinding in Sharlock. So yeah, that would make a big difference, especially since a lot of these locations and all the items were fairly clustered here in the area around the start, and the two turn-in caves were right next to each other. That kind of makes sense. It is what it is. We'll get him next time.